Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, the rap beef that shook the industry. Rap beefs have always been an integral part of hip-hop culture. From Ice Cube's explosive No Vaseline to Tupac's iconic feud with Biggie, beefs have pushed the boundaries of creativity and rivalry in the genre. But today, we're diving deep into one of modern hip-hop's most intriguing rivalries, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. This beef wasn't just about diss tracks, it was a battle for the throne of hip-hop dominance. Let's break it down. Before we dive into Kendrick and Drake, let's quickly revisit how rap beefs became a cornerstone of hip-hop. In the early 90s, NWA was one of the most dominant groups in the game. But when Ice Cube left the group, he dropped No Vaseline, a scathing diss that dismantled his former bandmates. And of course, there was Tupac versus Biggie, the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry that tragically ended in bloodshed. These beefs weren't just personal, they defined the eras and set the tone for the future of lyrical combat. Fast forward to 2013, Kendrick Lamar dropped a nuclear bomb on Big Sean's track Control. While the song wasn't an official single, it became one of the most talked about moments in hip-hop history. Why? Because Kendrick called out nearly every major rapper in the game, including Drake, J. Cole, and more. He declared himself the King of New York, a bold move for a Compton rapper. I'm usually homeboys with the same Nas I'm rhyming with. This is hip-hop, and them Nas should know what time it is. That line sent shockwaves through the industry. Although Drake wasn't the only target, many saw this as Kendrick firing the first shot at him. Why? Because at the time, Drake was widely considered the top artist in the game. Drake, known for his calculated approach, didn't immediately fire back with a diss track. Instead, he threw subtle jabs in interviews and songs. In a 2013 interview with Billboard, Drake said, "I know who I am and I know the purpose of what I'm doing. It's always good to get a call out and it makes you feel like you're being noticed." Then came songs like The Language, where Drake rapped, "I don't know why they've been lying, but your shit is not that inspiring." Many fans interpreted this as a response to Kendrick's Control verse. In the midst of all this, J. Cole's name kept coming up. While Kendrick and Drake seemed to be circling each other, Cole maintained his own lane. However, in songs like Fire Squad, Cole criticized the industry's obsession with crown chasing, saying, "Everybody want to be the king of the South, but they ain't running a damn thing." Many believed Cole was subtly calling out both Kendrick and Drake, urging them to focus on the music instead of the competition. But Cole's approach was more about unity, as he's always tried to avoid full-blown conflict in his career. Things heated up when Kendrick dropped tracks like The Heart Part 4 and King Kunta. In The Heart Part 4, Kendrick rapped, "Tiptoeing around my name, S.I. you lame. And when I get at you, homie, don't you tell me you was just playing." Drake responded with his own subliminals. On 4 p.m. in Calabasas, he rapped, "They want to be on TV right next to me. You cannot be here next to me." Both artists avoided directly naming each other, but fans and critics pieced together the puzzle. This wasn't a battle of names, it was a battle of wits, and both artists were playing chess. The beef between Kendrick and Drake split the hip-hop community. Drake's fans argued that his chart dominance and cultural influence made him untouchable, while Kendrick's supporters pointed to his lyrical superiority and artistic integrity. The debate spilled onto social media with fans dissecting every bar, interview, and performance. So, who came out on top? It depends on how you define winning. In terms of lyrical ferocity, Kendrick seemed to have the upper hand with his direct approach and hard-hitting bars. But Drake's ability to dominate the charts and maintain his mainstream appeal made it difficult to knock him off his pedestal. Ultimately, this wasn't a beef where either artist was destroyed. Instead, it elevated both of their careers and kept fans engaged for years. The real winner? Hip-hop itself. Kendrick Lamar and Drake's rivalry reminded us of the competitive spirit that makes hip-hop so electrifying. While the beef may have cooled down, the legacy of their battle continues to influence the genre. Let us know in the comments, who do you think won this beef, and what's your favorite moment from their rivalry? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into hip-hop culture.